Hello students, and welcome to English Composition 1101. I'm your instructor, Professor Davis. You'll notice here on the slide that I have my will have my phone number and all. Let me go to that slide for you. Okay, this is my cell phone number, 407-285-6644. We have an office number over at the office, but certainly if you need to get a hold of me, this is the best way to get a hold of me, and I welcome your phone calls. Just try not to call me late at night, please. So my email address, of course, is hartwell.davis@ucf.edu. You can call me Professor Davis. I actually go by Paul. Hartwell was my dad's boss. My dad was a mortician, and he named me after an undertaker, and I've been mad at him ever since. About me, a little about me so you'll know up front. In the chaotic times we've been recently experiencing, and because of the changing economic conditions, so much attention has been focused on equality and race and economic disparity, civil rights, and much more. We're going to fill this in the classroom, and diversity is going to be a big issue. My disclaimer is that I'm a conservative in some issues, liberal in some others, but please, please never think of me as a racist. I'm a Texan, but my grandmother was a Cherokee American Indian. My oldest son is married to the most beautiful Vietnamese woman I know, and they live in Texas. I have 3 beautiful Asian American grandchildren. You can see their picture in the left-hand side there. My middle daughter is married to a Russian, and that's the one on the right side in the pink dress. So I have 3 beautiful Russian granddaughters. My third son is married to probably the prettiest black girl I've ever seen, and I'm biased. And you can see their picture down at the bottom there. I have really, and then my youngest daughter was married to a Kenyan, and you can see her and her husband, well, as an ex-husband now, but he was dressed in the Kenyan cultural clothing there. I've got 2 really great beautiful black grandchildren. Now, you'll notice that my oldest son married the cousin of Peyton and Eli Manning and happened to be white. And then I have another lawyer granddaughter who is also white. I didn't include this in my notes there, but one of the Manning boys has a Spanish daughter, so I have a Spanish great-granddaughter. And I'm the proud husband of a lovely Jewish wife. Everybody starts this class with an A, and notice that the class rules, the first one is respect your classmates and your professor. Please do that. And you know, respect is a big issue, and we'll be talking more about that. This PowerPoint is being used for both the face-to-face class, and I'm also going to, I'll be loading it up for the face-to-face class, but it's going to be used on the classes for online. So some of the things don't apply. No food or drink in the classroom applies in class, but certainly at home, have at it. One thing that does apply for both classes is what I call the Vegas rule. What goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas. The reason why we're doing that is because obviously we're going to be discussing a lot of issues. We're going to be debating a lot. We're going to be talking about social issues. We're going to have disagreements. We're going to experience emotional upheavals perhaps sometimes, but that's why I'm actually going through all of this ahead of time, because this is what we're going to be challenged to do when we're talking about diversity and issues and debates and all like that. but we're going to have some rules of engagement, and we're going to talk about that. We want a safe, tolerant, and loving environment, and that's very important for our classes. If you're in the class, no social media. If you have cell phones in the class, if you're doing on campus, of course, you should keep it on vibration, and if you do have an emergency, feel free to step out. Attendance is key to success at UCF. Preparation is key. And this is an important rule of thumb. Giving up is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. So, this is why I want to really encourage you, even when you go through hard times, and you will have some hard times. And also realize that all mistakes are teachable moments. You're not going to be graded for everything. As a matter of fact, you're going to have some low state grades, and you'll have some grades on your essays. But I see learning is more than just getting a grade. That's not what learning is all about. It's developing some new skills. So we're going to focus on those things. When you feel discouraged, I have some pictures I've collected that I thought were real good on young people in other countries and how they value education. Here's a young man walking across those lines. That's something in Indonesia. Here's another group in I guess that's probably Vietnam or China or somewhere, Shanghai, Tanjung village, wherever that is, or India. Maybe it's India, but that looks mighty dangerous to me. The question that came up with this one I've often wondered about is, how does this young lady get back up to the house? She's zipping down a zip line and she's got to go back the other direction. Here's some young people in the Philippines that are going to float down the river. That would be, I guess, a fun way to wake up for school. I don't know what time in the morning they have to leave. And of course, over here you see again walking across these what looks like very dangerous pathways. Here's some more walking across aqueducts. This young lady is walking through a war zone. And then of course you have that pretty narrow one over there. And here's some more young ladies crossing in zip lines across the river. Now that tells me they're really motivated for school. This is when I'd probably have to quit. I'd have to homeschool or do it online. I couldn't do that mountainside. So, aren't you glad that you don't have to do that? So that finished my introduction, and we're going to go on. Go to your next video slide where we will be talking about issues of diversity and rules of engagement that we're going to be having in our classroom to have a safe environment for our classrooms.